Does your game art look like this? Yeah, that's right, looks like shit. But I will show you how to turn this into something like this. And all of this without knowing anything about art or have no experience in art. But time is rare, so let's get started.
1909 games.
Making game art could be pretty hard, but not my way. My way is the easy way, I promise you. And it's free. You know what else is free? Watching my video, how I did a game in 1 hour. You can watch it right here over me, somewhere over me. Because this kind of art is pretty minimalistic, but effective, and that is what is important, you know. Make effective art in short amount of time. If you're making a game alone, you don't have time to do everything pretty big, you know. You have to do stuff minimalistic and short, and that is what I want to show you. And easy, you know, it is easy. I will do on this channel more like this in the future, so if you don't want to miss it, subscribe. I'm waiting. Okay, you subscribed? Perfect. So let's get started. In this video we are going to use Krita. It is a free program and you can download it on their website. So yeah, just try it, it's pretty nice. And let's start with a new canvas in this case. You can of course choose the size however you want it to be and so on. And let's start with the rectangle tool and do an outline with that. And we can do the size to make the outline bigger or thinner, you know, it's pretty easy. And you see that was too thin for what I wanted to make. So I make it a little bit bigger and this looks like a really nice rectangle, right? I really like it. So let's do this as a start and make another green rectangle. And you see you can use the layers to put stuff up or down. And you will see it right here better. And I'm using a mouse and not my graphic tablet to show you that it is even possible with just a mouse. You know, and you have seen that I put the first layer more down and now it is just the outline, and under the outline we have the color. And then I'm searching for the right thickness for my brush or for my rectangle tool. And I'm doing a circle next, a circle for the eye. You know, that will be the character. Pretty easy, right? And you have a rectangle and a circle, and you are using just this basic shapes at the beginning. Or you should just use this basic shapes at the beginning because you can make so much out of it. And I would suggest you, when you start with art and start with 2D art, just use this kind of, you know, circles, triangles, just do basic shapes and combine them. It makes it pretty easy to make some really good looking art, you know. And I'm drawing a pupil inside the eye, put the layer above the eye, and you see now we can see the character as a character because you have an eye and a basic shape, and that's all we need to have a character. But to make it a little bit nicer, we just use something like shadows and lights. You see, it looks pretty good if you just put on the bottom a little bit of a shadow with a straight line. And in this case I did some more of this and I put some shadows under the eye because I like it, but you don't have to. And I have rings under the eyes too, and that's why I drink a lot of coffee, you know. I really need caffeine sometimes. And now I'm deselecting the layer, the line layer, and do a line by hand. And with this I want to show you that you can do a not very straight line, but have a really nice outcoming too, a really nice look too, with this wobbly line, you know. And what I'm not doing, but what you should try, and what is really better with the graphic tablet, to be honest, to make a line thickness, you know, make the lines on the bottom maybe thicker and on the top thinner, you know, and then it looks much better. In this case I'm using the mouse, and so I have always the same strength of the line, and it looks okay, but could be better. And in this case I want to do with a straight line, so I redone everything, and now I'm sorting the layers to what is a player, to have a group layer for the player, a group layer for the eye and for the body, and put it all into the player layer. And why I'm doing it is to have not a mess at the end. With a big picture, you know, when you have a lot of stuff going on, you will need to just sort your layers. It's really better, believe me. You will not want to have a mess. That's really bad, really, really bad. So then I'm sorting the layers so that we have the eye above and we have a pretty nice character, right? I mean, a little bit pixelated, but okay. It's, you know, not that big in the game, so like this it looks pretty good, I think. It's a good start, you know, it's good for a prototype or something, but even for a real game you could use it if you do the right background and so on. And how we do the background and how we do the environment, etc., I will show you next. And for animation, I put the eye outside the player, you know, that we can make it separate for the animation. And now I'm using a violet color. Search just for color contrast. On Google you will find a lot of information about that, how to use color contrast, and I will do a video for colors later. But now let's say if you have on this wheel, you have this green on the one side, just take the other side, you know, and you have a nice contrast. In this case it's a little bit too, you know, this hurts the eye, you know, it's really too saturated, and I will fix it in a moment. But it's, you know, a basic thing is to make a complementary contrast, and that's what I'm doing right here. Putting some highlights on top, making a little bit of variety with the lines, and that's it. You know, you have also just a rectangle with some color inside, and you can use it as a platform, as a first platform for the level. And yeah, what I'm now doing is go down with the saturation, because I think the player should be more saturated and the violet just looks like shit. It really looks not nice, and now we have, it's better for the eyes, you know, it feels better for the eyes, to be honest. And putting some highlights on top is sometimes a good idea. And now I want to test, does the platform fit to the player? And the eye is so lonely, so let's put it on the player too. And we see, man, it looks kind of okay. It's really, the colors, I like the colors. You have a pretty hard contrast, but it's okay in this case, because we have a really colorful style in this case. And now I am just putting more platforms. So I just press STRG-C and STRG-V to duplicate the layers and put them next to each other by holding Shift and dragging them in the transform tool. So this is not a tutorial about Krita, so if you want that, I could do that too, but you know, just transform it and put it next to each other. And for the background, I'm using a color gradient tool. You know, this is pretty easy to make. You have just two colors, and maybe you can do it with 3 colors or something, but I choose to do 2 colors because I wanted to go really simplistic in this case, and I think it fits to the style really good. I really like how it looks, and it's even less saturated because I want the player to know what is in the foreground and what is in the background. And the background should be less saturated or something, and you see I'm doing it wrong right here with the mountain. I'm having a really dark color. That's not good, and that's why I just choose another color. You know, I just do a light blue that fits to the background, to the horizontal line, I think, and yeah, just duplicating it and make it even lighter. You know, as more you go into the distance, as lighter you should go with your colors and less saturated, because you have fog going on in reality and so on, and it just looks better because you know, okay, what is in the foreground, what is in the background. You know, you can really tell it in this case. You see, okay, I can go on this violet stuff, I am the player, and the background is just, it is there, but you don't really have to recognize it. And to make it a little bit more, you know, look polished, I am making some clouds. Clouds are pretty easy to make when you have a style like this, because you just take circles and, you know, that's it. Put some circles together and you have a nice cloud. Don't use the same size, use different sizes for the circles and put some lightly darker color on the bottom, and you have nice clouds. And to bring more variety into the platforms, I chose to make some dots inside, or in the, what you see here is like kind of rectangles, to, you know, get more variety. I should not put these two next to each other, but I wanted to see, okay, which is better. So it's a try and error in this case. Like, okay, which looks better, the circle or the rectangle? The circle looks more like stone or something, the rectangle more like bricks. And then I'm trying something else with this, I don't know, with these lines, vertical and horizontal. And I'm just trying, like, okay, does this look like it fits into the universe of this game? And yeah, that's all I've done. And I didn't know what kind of platform I want to use, so I just put everything, and now I'm putting everything in place. I separate everything from each other that we can then in the I'm using Unity, but in the game engine of your choice you can now see you have everything separated and just drag and drop it into your project. I have a folder called sprites and do the sprite as multiple sprite and apply it. Go to slice again, so it slices automatically if you have really separated your things. So if they are really close to each other, it's not working really good, then you have to drag and drop it. So just, see that it's far away from each other. And after that, I just rebuilt a level. You know, I'm using the same sprites as I have done, of course, putting some clouds in, putting the background, and you know, that's it. The scene is not like it has no colliders or something, so it's not playable, but you have a basic scene. And I want to make a video about how to make this into a game, but for this video, we are done. You see, it's pretty easy to make cool game art like this. And I will do more content like this. So if you don't want to miss it, click subscribe, bell, like, just do everything, you know. I would really appreciate, and it would really help me. So thank you for watching, and I see you next time. Bye.